All right, as the first podcast episode back from Malone's special week, marriage, wedding, everything, I want to show off the very, if you don't mind, the very cool, what would you call these? They were like...
Oh, for the seating chart?
Yeah. Okay, so basically these books, custom books with designs.
I think he's looking for like a name or a word.
Very cool memento that are books for everybody. And I want to highlight three things. One, my own choice, but two, accidents that I think gave them more flair that I would really enjoy. So this is basically it. It was supposed to be upright, but I turned it upside down. It just felt right for some reason. Then in transit, I don't know if anyone can see it, there's like a little scratch here that seemed perfect, like it was intentional. And then I put it in my luggage, wrapped by my suit, essentially. Something just fell. And I don't know how, but this little flourish was added. It's like a water... I don't know. I just put it in my suit. My suit wasn't wet. I took it out. I was like, what? But yeah, this is my little book. And inside, a scroll that'll tell you your seat. Don't want to walk around the tables, but so cool.
Yeah,
Really cool.
I don't think many people actually opened up their scrolls to see what seat they were in. And we didn't have that many people. It wasn't that hard to find them.
I mean... Yeah, fair. I mean, you had our names on all the plates as well as a redundancy, so I think nobody thought there could... I didn't know until somebody pointed out. And I so very gingerly unwrapped it just to confirm what they told me. But we are watching... Or no, we did watch. Doing what everybody who click this already knows. Superman. Do you all have your
2025. Superman 2025.
I mean, what confusion could there be?
Superman 1978.
Ooh, that officially is named Superman the movie, so...
Yeah, nobody actually calls it that.
I know what
It's like Clerks the movie. We just say Clerks. We don't say Clerks the movie.
But is Clerks officially titled Clerks the movie?
Isn't that their subtitle?
Maybe on a poster. I've never seen it.
No. There's another movie that's like that too.
Well, do you all have your 420 reviews?
Yes.
And would anyone like to go first?
I will volunteer to get mine out of the way. I had some assistance on this one from the hubby.
Nice.
Jimmy Dangle's Mutant Toes, Cyborg Monkey, Internet Trolls, Pa Kent, Always Cares, Freaky Alien Taxi Driver. Oh wait, I'm missing a line.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Can you rhyme something with Taxi Driver?
He's a big mush.
What? Oh yeah, we kept talking about that. Superman has fragile ego.
Ooh, shots fired. We're gonna have some disagreements in the chat. For me, at least. I get where you're talking about. Brad, do you want to
go? Really bad interview skills. Not sure who's better, Superdog or Gary. Teasing of upcoming movies. Want to interview over there?
All right, so this is the latest time. I don't know why it took me so long, but I started just doing my reviews on Letterboxd in 420 reviews. I was like, oh, duh. So I don't know how many 420 reviews I've done so far, but I've seen this 6 times. This most recent one is What a Great Time, What a Great Guy, World So Full, where he's lifting us, he's not destroying us. And in a movie with a budget of $225 million, on the outline, I'm not going to skip anything. That made, what is it, 615, I think? Let's see. Yeah, almost $616 million. Written and directed by James Gunn, with creator credit by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, with David Corenswet and Rachel Brosnahan as the titular Superman and Lois. Do we have any? Bradley Cooper's trivia. Bradley Cooper's much sexier than the real thing.
2. So James Gunn in every movie besides The Slither in 2006, he has cast his brother as a role, Sean Gunn. He was Maxwell Lord in this movie. He was just like a real quick right at the end of the movie. And then originally this movie was going to be an episodic type of movie where episodic each day would be a different like chapter of the movie. Apparently that didn't play very well with on the test screenings. So they basically just took it out, but there's like a fade to black moment before they do time skips. So they basically just took out the placards of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
That was it. Those are my two things.
Nice. All right, then. Any non-spoiler thoughts before we get into it?
I thought after watching this movie, through most of this movie, I was pretty sure that I was watching the second version of this movie, not like Superman 2, not Superman 1. Because a lot of it felt very disjointed, and like if you know the Superman backstory, then you can fill in enough parts to be like, okay, I know who this is, or I kind of can figure out who this is. But I feel like there's a lot of parts, especially through like the first like 75% of that movie, I just felt like I was missing something. Like I was missing a prequel movie to this. Like I was missing something that I should have seen previous. And then towards the end, you can start piecing things towards other shows that are currently out, like Peacemaker and stuff like that. You can start kind of piecing things together that way. But like I felt like I needed to watch a prerequisite movie that I didn't know I had to watch.
I actually appreciated that. Because I think in terms of any like, if someone genuinely doesn't know who this character is walking into the movie, a lot of that just gets filled in during the Lois interview with him. They're like, "You're an alien." "Yes, I came from Krypton, which was destroyed, and something that can kill him, kryptonite." Pretty much everything I would say outside of like excluded from this, right? At least you can piece it together. And watching it for the first time, I felt like, oh, this is what Kevin Feige wanted to make the MCU, just this alive, full movie universe where there can be a few people who show up in the middle of a fight, or there can be a threat in the background that's like, oh no, that's going to be fine. They've got that covered. I don't need to be at every place every time. But obviously it's a lot harder when you start with separate franchises and everyone becomes a superstar. It's like, do we want to pay $30 million? Well, for Robert Downey Jr. Or like $5 million just to have them be here for like playing second fiddle, kind of thing, or just getting all the scheduling.
Yeah, but like even, I mean, this isn't really a spoiler, but even with like the gentleman that sells him food one time, and he reappears throughout the movie, you're just like, I feel like I'm missing something here. I feel like there's a connection that I'm just missing.
Okay.
So there's just a lot of things. Like it felt very much like either as a viewer I needed to see a prerequisite movie, or like when they film make that they're just like, all right, we want this as if, like I said in the thing where like it's episodic. You're just jumping into that week of Superman. This just happens to be what happens this week. So I think it would have played better had there been like you jump into this random week, or there's more backstory on things, or like how did we get here type of stuff. Like I feel like Lex Luger, they didn't really do a great job. There's some expedition dump, but like they could have done better with like his backstory, or like how we got here, why he hates Superman so much, like stuff like that. We could have built that better. We could have built his teammates, Lex Luger's teammates, a little bit better versus just like a quick expedition dump, like pow, this is what they are, and then just like, all right, accept it and move on. And I also don't like starting a franchise off of a multiverse movie, but here we are.
Because there's the Pocket Universe?
Yeah, and you know it's coming. Like with the rips, the Pocket Universe, the rips, it's basically like Justice League 0.5. We know that the multiverse.
Is there, before we get into spoilers, is there a side of that you land on, Milan?
Outside of
like
just that argument?
I mean, like jumping into it, how it dealt with everything. Did you wish for more to lead into it, or was it more like, I've seen Superman before? It's similar to Batman. Why do the parents dying again?
So I had a hard time, like really getting into the film initially. Like, I don't know if at first I thought maybe it was just slow or something like that. But I think the reason is a lot of what he's bringing up. I think, because I completely agree. I did feel like I was missing something with the character who came to help him. I was like, oh wait, like I've watched a good amount of Superman. Did I miss something? And I ended up like probably like staying on that for way too long. And then there were other parts where it's like, okay, like I really feel like I'm not getting something here. So I kind of like zoned out a bit and then came back. It wasn't until like midway through the film where I had enough to kind of keep me going with the rest of it.
when he's looking fully jacked, he's still talking about how, like, this is real muscle. This is real man. All Superman's got is some sun rays. Like, this is what a guy is, a man is. So there's still like insecurity at the center of, but I do think, to your point, that it's definitely channeling more of how I'd imagine Elon Musk in that role would be, of like, all right, dude, you bought Twitter because that was a silly YOLO, and then everyone made fun of you, so you're like, okay, who's not making fun of me? Andrew Tate's? I'm an Andrew Tate now. Fuck you all. It's just like, what a thought better of you, dude. And at least with the whole immigrant analogy or story in regards to Superman, I wouldn't be surprised if there was maybe not a majority, but a sizable cult similar to the cultists they mentioned, thinking that he would create his own utopia, who would just be haters given no reason.
That's fine, but they should actually express that. They should include that somehow.
Like, as in more commonly than just the engineer mentioning that she gave up her humanity for the same goal?
Literally, that's all she says, but you don't know why. So, like, for you to give up your whole humanity for that goal, something had to have happened. But you don't get any hint at it. You don't hear that her parents died. He didn't save it. Like, you don't hear anything stupid like that. It's just like she's willing to give up her humanity to stop Superman because he told you to. Like, it doesn't fit with the goon model, but it also doesn't fill in the blanks for, having underlings who also hate this person or having followers who also hate this person.
So, yeah, because basically what I took from that is she's agreeing with him that Superman's just a false idol who we're propping up more than we should, but having more concrete, like, personal, direct things would be better for you.
I think so, because I feel like that's still inferring quite a bit.
Yeah, because, I mean, you're going to give up your entire life and, battle Superman several times for something so flimsy as that. Like, yeah, I'm with Milan. I would want something more personal, like she said, Superman didn't have a choice to save his parents, chose not to, or, she felt slighted because her home fell, into ruin because Superman was battling and happened to ruin their house and kill their dog or something. I don't know, like something a little bit more personal than just like, I really think this is a neat idea. I'm going to give up life and limb for it. Doesn't seem like it stands up well enough.
Okay. Like the talk show host who hosts Lex Luthor, I kind of never questioned him for a second because we have so many people like that in the real world anyway. So I think I just took that approach of like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if someone is seeing this and is just like, you're better than me. All right, I'm going to become more than I am as a human being with an ultimate goal of besting you eventually. Fair enough.
You said besting. They're killing. They're going to kill. That's not besting.
I mean, that's the ultimate form of besting.
I guess that's one way to look at it.
Yes. I think there are a lot of allegories towards like what we're facing as a society today. One, the immigrant thing, us versus them immigrants. And then also the when they're in the pocket dimension, they had the bank of monkeys that were like hate spamming things for attention. He makes a joke about hashtag super shit or whatever it was, which is something that they didn't have to face like in other Superman movies. So I think it was kind of cool that they did put a little bit of like the here and now, the here and now of everything, and not necessarily took the cut and dry formula of Superman previously. So
on that point of the monkeys, the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, similar to almost everyone who knows James Gunn's Disney story, he was like, so Superman gets canceled, and then because of lies or misinformation or whatever, or spin, and then he bests the bad guys and comes back and everyone and finds out who loves him. So this is kind of an allegory for your experience with getting fired from Disney. And James goes like, but you did mention what I would call one of the better points to Milan and Aaron's view on it of super shit. of him. What did you say? He was he can't take
His
criticism.
fragile ego. Yeah.
Fragile. I majoritively disagree, only because most of the times he gets frustrated is when he's like, people were gonna die. Like, do you not? I wasn't representing anyone. Who cares? People were gonna die. Like, that's where he gets most emotional. But I did forget about the super
only
shit.
after she pushes him a couple times. Like, he could have just like answered the question, but like she's pushing him to answer the question because he's kind of dancing a little bit. And he's like, "This is off the record, and this part isn't, but this is off the record, and you can't say stuff like that." Blah blah blah. So like, he's definitely trying to control that interview to make his Superman self look good. So it is kind of like a fragile ego part of like, no, we can't say this or can't do this, or we got this. This is technically off the record. Blah blah. Because he's trying to make sure that his image still remains as clean as he can. And then he does get so frustrated over just like simple things like a hashtag on Twitter, X, whatever it is, hashtag super shit. And there was another one too that was threw out there, but
his public image matters a whole lot to him.
I agree with that in terms of him saying like the Superman doesn't do selfies, and then no, that was an aside. But I mean, if he snapped at something like Mr. Beast philanthropy, that kind of thing, like I'm helping people, I'm giving them wells, then I'd be like, all right, now this is more ego. But if his biggest snap is that he just didn't want anyone to die, I have trouble seeing that as an ego thing.
That's all we're saying, though. Like it hinted to me at like other things that he's probably also like that about.
He does also beat himself up, though, even about that little crack in the buildings in the post-credit scene. Did both of you see the post-credit scene?
I did not.
Okay, him and Mr. Terrific are standing by a building that's been brought back together.
For it, we can watch it later.
You'll still be able to watch it. Yeah,
no, I won't.
You'll never be able to
watch it. No, I just won't watch it because I'll be like, I already know what happened.
I'm not going to tell you the best part of it, and that's the truth.
So he won't watch it either if you ruin it for him.
Well, don't tell him. But this is.
If you ruin it for me, then he can't watch it. So he doesn't want.
I'm not ruining it because I'm not giving away everything. Just mentioning one part, and it's to the point of this. Okay.
I'll let them.
Such a nothing. But there's a building brought back together imperfectly, and he just points it out, and Mr. Terrific is like, come on, man. And then he just like, oh, I can be such a jerk. All right. You're good, Milan. Good. So what happened in the post-credits?
You underestimate how much I don't like spoilers.
But if he's going to like beat himself up about small stuff,
but that could also reflect onto his ego too, of like, I could have done that better.
Yeah,
versus being like, man, I did absolutely everything I could. You know, I did my absolute best, and you're looking at something like, man, I was off 2 inches there. I could have done better.
And that's to be fair. It's not like we're saying, like, at least for me, it's not like I'm being like, oh, he's so terrible because of his ego. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just identifying a characteristic trait that he has. Like he has a fairly fragile ego. Like I feel like if he didn't think it was unmanly to cry, he would probably cry pretty often if people said something not nice to him about public image, that version of you.
And he didn't even cry when his friend got shot. It was the guy behind him, the guy with the krypton.
And that's why I don't think he lets himself cry.
Wait, he was in extraordinary pain from the kryptonite, and he did scream out. That was a blood curdling.
Yeah, but the guy
he may not have had tears, but like you have something that's very specifically just kills you on you, and you see a death in front of you. If you don't leak liquid, I'm not gonna say that you didn't cry when you only went. That was actually a pretty good recreation. Pretty proud of that. But I'm not going to be like, damn, dog, you didn't show any emotion. Fuck. I
felt that was kind of like a wasted, if there was a little bit of waste, I think that scene was kind of a little bit wasted because like Lex Luger only kills the one person, and like that's killing one friend is what drives that guy to like, I'm going to risk my entire life for you to go try and save my kid over there. I mean,
Agreed.
if it would have been Lois or somebody like that, and then that's when everything kind of broke. Of like, all right, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna remove the kryptonite from you. But I feel like killing one person, the guy was just like, yeah, I'm gonna risk my life for this. Kind of seemed a little on the weak side.
I mean, that actually felt superhuman of him. I'm not trying to say super, but like in that scenario, all that guy knows is that he needs to keep Superman depowered or his kid dies. I'm sure Lex isn't going to be like, and we're going to play Russian roulette with fucking randos and like, and then once he has someone's head blown off right in his face, I mean, I would have been the same. I'm captured with my kid. If
Like,
I'm
like it wouldn't solidify to you like that they're serious about potentially killing your kid. And this is from the context that you don't know Superman, so it's not like you know that for sure he's gonna be able to get up and do this thing. Like you just know that this being you're being told to keep still, or they're gonna kill your son over across the way.
My answer would be yes for a few reasons. I, at this point, know of Superman. I've known of his deeds. Superman says he can save my kid. And at the end of the day, if I let innocent people, and like even if Maddie was a baby and wouldn't remember, the reason I definitely would have, it tips me over to yes, is if I don't know that I could live with myself and say that I was a good father if the cost of my child's life was letting multiple innocent people die for them. Like if I would say if I was the kid, I'd be like, what the hell? You had a chance to try and stop people getting murdered and maybe we'll get out. Sure, maybe we wouldn't. But you had the chance and you didn't take it. That is a huge weight on me as a kid growing up with that blood on me that I didn't get to choose. And then me as a role model, if I have someone who's Superman, who's the most powerful metahuman that I've seen on TV, and of course he didn't know he needed the sun, neither one of them at the moment. And I'm like, okay, he's gonna be able to have a really good chance of getting my kid. And I can't, in good conscience, live with myself knowing that I was willing to continue after I knew someone else was going to die. That's just me.
No, like I understand the reaction. I just don't feel like the way they portrayed it felt real. Like I feel like there would have been more softness towards Superman just during the process before it led up to that, but they didn't allow for that even in that moment. Then that would have made it more realistic to me.
What kind of softness?
I just don't like how it was portrayed. Like he was very like firm and harsh when it came to like, no, like I am going to do this. I have to protect my kid. It wasn't like a, hey, like I understand this is like a shit situation for both of us. It's not something I want to do, but my kid's over there. It wasn't like that. It wasn't something where I felt like, oh, bleeding heart, when this thing happens, this is going to how he react. It's like a complete switch all of a sudden that just didn't feel natural. So for me, it didn't feel natural.
Because earlier he held the kryptonite closer to Superman's face, like to tell him to shut up, like that hardness.
That was a part of it, but it was like the entire way that he responded to it. It didn't feel like the bleeding heart person that he turned into right after the individual was killed. I felt like there should have even been like a small hint of that helped tie the two sides of them together. Like I love this character. I just didn't like the way that it was set up at the start.
What'd y'all think of Mr. Handsome?
I don't know who you're talking about.
I knew. That is the horror movie monster that was directing the ship in the alternate dimension. And I would not know this besides like channels like New Rockstars or James Gunn interviews. But apparently that was Lex Luthor's first attempt at creating life. And he has a framed photo of Mr. Handsome on his desk. And he did it like when he was 14.
No idea.
Dude, they almost shot a kid when Green Lantern shows up. Oh. Like he literally blocks the bullet. Like that felt dark. That felt darker than almost. I think it's at least tied or possibly a little darker than Russian roulette.
Yeah, I mean, I think this movie like tries to take itself seriously, but then also has too many like gag moments of like trying to be funny at certain times. It's just like, but I'm super serious about this. So I think that kind of rubbed me the wrong way too. I don't think they flirted that line well enough. I think there's a lot of other shows and movies that kind of do that kind of stick a little bit better. But
You mean like the moment the kid almost gets shot and then Green Lantern makes a joke that they got an upgrade? Like that didn't work for you?
yeah, that like the seriousness of like I'm gonna go kidnap Superman, and then I'm gonna monologue all the bad stuff. Why we're getting you to your cage, and then Superman's like, oh yeah, this is the part where you're never gonna let me go, and this is the bad guy monologue. So he kind of makes like the meta reference to it, and it's just like they're trying to be serious, but at the same time they're like trying to make fun of things, and I just don't think they flirted that line well enough for me.
That line never hit me as a joke. That line kind of, I mean, I agree with the villain monologuing, yada yada. But the line of "you wouldn't be telling me this if you plan to let me go," that's right. That never hit me as
that's kind of like, I don't want to say breaking the fourth wall, but like it's kind of like one of those situations of like, you know, the seriousness of the scene, and then like, well, okay, Ryan Reynolds is coming in to make a joke about something, then dip out, kind of thing. Like I don't think they did a well enough job of keeping the seriousness, but then poking fun of certain things like throughout the movie, kind of like Deadpool does a really good job of that type of thing, where like the seriousness of like them fighting up this bad guy, but you know Ryan Reynolds is silly, so he's just kind of like doing silly things.
Yeah.
Where I feel like they wanted to be really serious, and then like they try to put in little jokes and jabs and just land right. Didn't feel right to me.
Did you have any moments like that, Milan?
Where I felt like they didn't have a good balance between the seriousness and making it lighthearted to poke fun at it.
Yeah, like where a joke could undercut a serious moment. The MCU's done that quite a bit.
I mean, I feel like that was Green Lantern's entire character, you know. So, I don't know, like when you juxtapose them, just now, granted, I understand that particular version of Green Lantern is in many ways meant to be the way that he is.
Big old dumbass.
Yeah, but I think there probably was a way to do it that could have matched Superman's tone, but they didn't do that. They decided to lean more into a different side that I don't think they did very well. So for me, it was always kind of like feeling when they had those scenes, it kind of pulled you away from the seriousness of the situation. And that was almost annoying. Not quite, but it was almost.
I am interested how he's going to play in the new Lantern show that's coming, which apparently is supposed to be much, or not much, but like relative to what we've gotten, much more grounded and straightforward. I don't know if this is accurate, but closer, I would guess, to like Batman Begins than Superman, or even the outlandishness occasionally of Peacemaker, where it's just like more straightforward and an HBO show.
He's playing in this version of Green Lantern is?
Yeah, he'll show up there. But James Gunn has also talked about how he really enjoys how the characters can have different tones or adapt to the different projects, similar to how comic book writers would do. So, for instance, in this, they had a line after they killed the kaiju of when Superman said, I really wish we could have brought him to an interdimensional prison to study him. And he's like, don't be such a wuss. He originally was supposed to say, don't be such a pussy. And he's like, they're kids. I said don't. But that felt a little, I guess, scandalous, or not so much the Superman movie they were trying to. Yet in Peacemaker, they're like going crazy in the interview scene in terms of like the tone and stuff. So he could still be a brash hole, not be as tongue-in-cheek or corny potentially in this one.
This is not the first time that Nathan Fillion has played
Captain Hammer,
Green Lantern. I was just looking it up.
Oh yeah, he voiced Hal Jordan in animated stuff.
Yeah, in 2011. So I thought that was kind of funny because obviously we know he's in Guardians. He's done a lot of TV shows. So I was just trying to see like what all major franchises he's been in. I was like, was he in Star Wars? I don't remember being Star Wars, but he wasn't. So I was just trying to see what like major franchise, because he's been around a long time. Mm-hmm. He's done a lot of different roles. He was in Lost.
Speaking of that,
Monsters Inc.,
the Green Lantern stuff, and you mentioned Ryan Reynolds. Literally, the actual first, if I haven't mentioned, the first text James Gunn got after the announcement was Ryan Reynolds saying congrats or something like that. And he was like, thanks. Want to come back as Green Lantern? And Ryan Reynolds said, fuck you. And then it's not a spoiler because it won't happen, but James Gunn and Ryan Reynolds played around with the idea of Deadpool showing up at the Peacemaker season 2 finale. I won't tell you the context unless Brad, if you've already seen the whole thing.
Yeah, but like, I don't. That would be really like. I know there was a couple people that. I know there were a couple people that were pitching like trying to get DC and Marvel to like connect, so that way they can have like one big universe versus two separate universes. And how they would do that and what that would look like. But I mean, no, that's never going to happen because you'll never get these giant studios to agree on anything like that. But
I mean, Warner Brothers might be sold, so and
they did put
this administration, they might actually be Monopoly might actually be approved. But James Gunn has said that he made DC and Marvel true in both universes separately. So I forget what he's put in Guardians, but I won't. You'll see a Marvel reference coming up in Peacemaker season 2. But yeah, and Nathan Fillion knew he was going to be playing Guy Gardner since the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 Hollywood premiere. Right after, he was like, "Hey, it was great." To Peter Safran, the co-lead of DC, and Peter Safran was like, "Did James tell you?" It's like, "What?" "I'll let James tell you." He's like, "Peter said you had something to tell me." "Oh yeah, you're playing Guy Gardner." I kind of love that. Snyder Bros really, really used James Gunn's recast or use of friends who he knows work well and do character work really well as a way to try to roast him. But I just love when a director has a few constants like Robert Rodriguez with Cheech and Danny Trejo and a bunch of other people. Salma Hayek or Quentin Tarantino with a few of his. But I just love that where it's like, yeah, you're not auditioning. You'll do great. Have you both seen Dr. Horrible Sing-Along blog?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well,
that was a bunch of random words.
Review that one.
You should watch that, Brad. And as I'll throw this out, it'll definitely get you to watch immediately when we're done recording. The hammer is my penis. That's all I'll tell you.
Let's see how that was going to.
It wasn't. I just wanted to mention
that wasn't helping.
Okay, objectively, that might be the best part of the whole thing. So.
Nope.
You'll see in context. Chef's kiss. Oh, yeah. And we also got Hawk Girl. Mr. Terrific was like the biggest fan response when the movie was first coming out. Might actually inspire more parts of him going on, James Gunn said. But if either of you have seen X-Men First Class, this was Darwin, the gentleman who could survive anything, then died. So, but yeah, what'd y'all think of Mr. Terrific and Hawk Girl, I guess? Hawk,
I like both of them. Yeah,
they're fine.
Yeah, their characters fit. I like someone.
I like the other gentleman.
Mr. Terrific?
No. The one with the spaceship. Oh yeah, it was Mr. Terrific. Yep. Because on his like sleeves and stuff it said, what did it say?
Fair play.
Fair play. Yeah, that's what it was. So for whatever reason I had that stuck in my head.
Yeah, he's the only comic book I've ever read with him in as a character is this one called Strange World, I believe it is, because James Gunn mentioned it like years ago, and I bought it for sale. But it's really, really good. I think they did this well, and even Lois's scenes with him, where she's kind of like, I don't know about this guy, man. Like, we gotta save him, but like, I'm really bad at a relationship. He's just like, it's wrong. I don't care about human emotions. Please stop. I also love that he's so smart. One, that the Luther goons are like, that's just the smart one. But he's so smart, he can, like, time when he'll survive without a force field. Because me, if I'm there with the spheres, I'm just staying in the circle and be like, thanks, guys. You can't get in here. I'm good. No risk of you guys shooting me. But he's just like, I have an inner calculus of where everyone is, how fast they are, reaction times. I can aura farm and get picked up by one of my spheres and go over, and I'll be fine. But I can't imagine being that smart that you can calculate everything and just be like, I'm going to do my thing.
But isn't that, it was also really annoying that they said that y'all work for Luther and you're not afraid of the smart one? That just didn't make sense to me when they made that comment. I would have thought there would have been a little bit more fear in their voice when they said that.
Yeah, that's fair. Guess they were really hoping you didn't have another pocket dimension.
That's the one I wouldn't want showing up at the base. Like, give me Guy. Even give me Hawk Girl. But, like, you do not want the smart one showing up at your base where you're hiding an entryway to your pocket dimension with the controls.
They kind of let him walk right up to that door of the pocket dimension, too. Like, not a big deal.
They tried.
Trying to figure it out.
They said, take one more step or I'll, like, stop you or whatever they said before he was like, I was just about to say the same thing.
Yeah, and then he, like, draws up the hologram of, like, Superman walking into it and like, oh, there's the door. Let's just go wander over there. Oh, here I am, just hacking into this thing so we can get in here. Like, and
they did try to shoot him too. He did the same thing as Guy Gardner later. Stopped the bullet right before it went in. But yeah, I enjoy it. And Perry White, oh my god, I used to watch that actor on Suits. He's so good. He was also in Captain America: A New World, Brave New World.
Oh wait, and can I just say that Lex Luthor would have never put that entryway somewhere so easy to get to. That was way too easy. Another reason why I was upset with this version. Just all of it. There was like no real security. He didn't have to work. Let's be fair. Those soldiers, those scientists, that was not even a workout for Mr. That was just a showcasing of his skills in a fun way. He was playing. And Lex Luthor does not play about his stuff.
That is the curious thing, because if Mr. Terrific gets his own show, I'm seeing it as everything's not like a big sweat to him. Like, he can handle stuff. He's smart enough. It's just the puzzle of whatever case he'll have to like solve or whatever. But it wasn't this time. I did notice how close to Metropolis the space was. And I was like almost surprised that no one could track where the Hammer of Bravia was. I guess it's eliminated, solved when he goes through the portal or whatever. But the Hammer of Bravia, which, yes, it is definitely the Superman actor David Cornsweet's bad accent. So he's insulting his own accent in the script. But for it to be so close, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it's just in a tent. Maybe he's too arrogant.
No, he's very arrogant, but not that kind of arrogant. This was a very weak Luthor. I mean, come on. He got found out after his first real fight with Superman. He's already in trouble.
What do you mean he got found out after his first fight with Superman?
He's already about to be court-martialed and everything right now. Like, he would have had a fall guy for this first time. He's like, oh, nope, it wasn't me. Look, no fall guy. I was just annoyed. I like Lex Luthor. He's one of my favorite, like, villains. And the fact that, like, he got found out after his first run-in, that it sounds like his first run-in with Superman, I was disappointed. That shouldn't happen.
He got pretty far. I mean, nobody knew he was behind the Hammer of during the course of no one knew he was behind the Hammer of Bravia. No one knew who was making Luthoria, or whatever he was calling his oasis. No one knew he was behind the whole conflict in the first place for a long time, since this conflict has been building up before Superman stopped at 3 weeks prior to the film start. He got Superman in an alternate dimension, manipulating the government, and only because of Lois Lane and Eve Tessmacher and fuckboy Jimmy. I can't believe I went this far without saying how much I love that it's fuckboy Jimmy. That was great. The last one, they were like, we don't know what to do with you. Let's just shoot you. But
that is regular villain level work, not super villain. And I was expecting a super villain.
Wait, so because I mean, regular villain work, I'm thinking of like the Spider-Man films, those local things, but he manipulated the geopolitical landscape. And
he got caught.
Yes, he got
Easily.
caught eventually.
Like
Easily.
eventually, this happened like all in the span of a week.
The conflict from
Not the conflict. Yeah, like he was doing that for a while. But as far as like his interaction with that got unraveled in a week. Lex Luthor would have had a fall guy. He would have been flying off in his jet, like, oh, try again, Superman. We didn't get none of that. That's what I was expecting. I was expecting him to be like, oh, look, there's your guy over there. You can't pin any of this on me, Superman. Ha ha ha. And no, it was just like him crying, like, oh no, you figured me out. I'm so weak.
He didn't have a fall guy, but he did have the other dimension he tried going before Superman.
That was already like being destroyed.
Oh no, just the opening was destroyed. That one entrance point.
Well, I mean, like they know about it now, so it's not helping him any. Again, that's not supervillain Lex Luthor type of work.
What would have changed it, or what for this to feel like supervillain level work, or what is our example of stuff you've seen or read that is up to the level you expect? Because I just
like all
I've
of
seen
like all
this
of the
in
stuff
Gene
that
Hackman.
he's doing is all the stuff that he's doing is fine, but he shouldn't have. It shouldn't have been him getting exposed and everything else or whatever at the end of the very first movie. It should have been somebody else getting in trouble for everything he's been doing, and Superman being frustrated because he couldn't actually get Lex pinned for the stuff that he did. That's how it should have ended for an actual supervillain.
I'll Punisher and Kingpin.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like, because Kingpin, even through like, was it like the second or third season of Punisher, still isn't found out to the public. I mean, Daredevil. Daredevil. Because the Punisher's in one of the other seasons too. But like Daredevil knows all the things that he's doing wrong, but the public doesn't know, to the point where they voted him as mayor and everything like that. So like he's doing like more super villainy things without getting caught than Lex Luthor did in like a week. And then he gets found out by like the Daily Planet because like the lady sending like, what was it, sexy selfies or whatever however they framed it. Like, come on.
Yeah, they had the selfies and the bank transfers and well, I mean, hey, the good news is that you will eventually get that with Man of Tomorrow in a couple years, and we're probably going to get a President Luthor arc given enough time. So,
well, it won't be this Lex Luthor. He can't become president now. He's already been exposed.
I think it will be this Lex Luthor.
and then I'm going to be confused and be like, what is wrong with this universe?
Because we're going to step into the multiverse next movie.
Well, no, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm guessing your question will really be, what's wrong with the people in this universe? And then my response will be, look at our universe.
Oh, no.
I mean, there have been so many
things. A pocket universe.
There have been so many specifically today things that James Gunn has accidentally put in Superman and Peacemaker season 2 on the Superman side. The whole Israel Gaza, which of course he wrote beforehand and like had no idea. It was just very weird timing, almost similar to Glass Onion and Elon Musk with Twitter.
You can't say the other one.
I won't say the other one.
Okay, don't say the other one. But there's another one that we'll get to.
It's a spoiler. Don't do any spoilers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm telling you.
I wasn't going to. That's why I said it's.
You like spoilers. Apparently.
No, I do not. The only context of a spoiler that I would say is similar to the Falcon and Winter Soldier one, where I was like, it was supposed to be a pandemic. Of course, that would be really horrible. So just imagine a pandemic and it makes the story better. Like that. But no, I'm not going to, and I would never.
No, it's just wild how things connect and things happen in real life. And this is. Do
you have a crystal ball?
This is real life. What are we doing here, people?
Are you the Simpsons?
So, just one of those situations.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, obviously Trump's been a bigger thing for longer that James Gunn has had a problem with anyway. So if they did not use this Lex, if James Gunn didn't use this Lex to do a President Luthor arc eventually, I would honestly be shocked. He'd either have to be fired or stopped by some new owner. something like that if Warner Brothers does sell. They're like,
I mean, it fits within that context, but I would still question the lunacy.
Yeah, yeah. I question it every day.
Now, if he managed to become president, that would semi-redeem his supervillain state. Only if he doesn't get caught. If he gets impeached, then it's just like, no, you just messed up again, and I can't give you your supervillain status back.
Yeah, I would not be shocked. It seems like, and I think it's all been confirmed, that Lex and Superman will have to work together in Man of Tomorrow. And considering the vagueness of the title, and James Gunn specifically saying, no, this is not Superman 2, he's just a big part of it, I actually think Lex might be the main character. So he'll get to go through a whole public redemption arc, potentially.
No, I'm okay with that.
Honestly,
at this point.
You might hate it, but I would be more fascinated if he didn't go through a redemption arc. Like, he didn't actually do something.
It has to be, it can't be a real redemption. Like, it has to be a surface level redemption where he is just making the public think he's great while he's doing his own dastardly thing. And we find out at the very end that all along, it was rude.
But yeah.
I'll be like, yes, thank you, Lex. Thank you.
I mean, considering, I don't want this ultimately because I think it would make Lex a cheaper character. But considering the real world, I would be fascinated at a story where he didn't publicly present as redeemed. He just did things and said, this is all still me. Yes, I saved the world because I care about the people. And fuck Superman. He's bad for us. And he just continues on with that very publicly and broad, like openly. But to your point, it would make the movie much richer if he's playing that game of like, I'm a sweet little guy. I'm a sweet little guy who loves everybody. I have friend Superman. And then stabs him with kryptonite in the back.
Because that's who Lex Luthor is. I think I like Lex Luthor more than Superman in reality. But, that's just, he's a really fun character.
It's also interesting in the interviews because there's a bigger story that I could mention, but they did a lie detector thing between David Cornsweet and why am I blanking? Nicholas Hoult. And David Cornsweet asked, was there ever a take of mine where you thought I could do it better? And they both laugh, and he's like, yeah, but also I've sat across from you and been blown away. And they both were like, yeah, I think that's just an actor thing where it's like, I can nail this moment right now. But they've actually, Rachel Brosnahan, there's a specific reel that I saw where she basically at the end of it just starts saying like, yeah, I'm between these two and they basically want to fuck. Because Nicholas Hoult will almost relentlessly flirt with him. It's kind of like if Brad was Superman and I was he was talking about his dreamy eyes. Get really hot fathered. Woof woof. He literally says woof woof. All right, Supergirl is next year. Are y'all interested after this with that tease of Supergirl? I don't know if you've seen House of Dragons. I have not, but
if it's not Supergirl, then I would watch it. If it's that version of Supergirl, yeah, I would watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have a problem watching it. I mean, it's just I just hope that this is building block 1 and Supergirl's building block 2, and they start building up. I don't know. For me, this movie is kind of like in the superhero ranking of movies.
I was
They tried something. They tried something.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it hits me kind of like Ted Lasso hits me. Where it's just like nice seeing how important it is for him to be kind and like do the right thing. But Woman of Tomorrow is a comic that the next one's based on. Jason Momoa is supposed to be playing Lobo. He was the second person to text James Gunn after Ryan Reynolds. Lobo's not in the original comic, so I don't know how that'll change things. But it's supposed to be a big space odyssey like Guardians of the Galaxy. And that has finished filming or will finish filming soon. I love this. I think I need to eventually get a Superman logo tattoo, similar to the Ted Lasso one. Yeah, anything else before we get into better than last? All right. Now, this is going to be really difficult. Actually, I don't know how it might be because much more, or relatively, I'm more optimistic on this movie, or enjoy this movie more. But compared to Deep Cover, since we don't do rankathons, is Superman a better movie or is Deep Cover a better movie? For a refresher for anybody, because it's been like 3.5 months, that is the Nick Mohammed, Bryce Dallas Howard, Orlando Bloom movie about 3 improvers who improv their way into being FBI agents or undercover police or something like that. And it's an Amazon Prime original. Better or worse? I'm curious at how long Milan's been chewing that over, but
I'm trying not to say anything because I don't want to influence.
I think we'll let Milan go first.
Why? No, y'all go. No, y'all's opinion will not influence mine.
Well, because this will be 50-50 because I think that there's a larger chance that I would rewatch Deep Cover than I would the Superman movie. The only reason why I'd watch this Superman movie is to refresh my memory when Supergirl comes out. That like, all right, let's get the backstory on this. That'd be the only reason why I'd really rewatch this movie pretty much ever. So I think there's a higher chance I'd rewatch Deep Cover just because it's funny, entertaining, dumb, kind of like that slapstick, put it on, turn your brain off kind of thing.
So are you saying that Deep Cover is a better film than Superman?
In this context, yes.
I'm shocked. I'll probably never rewatch Deep Cover.
Deep Cover?
Yeah.
So I agree, and I'm glad that you said that because that was pretty much along the lines for me. Like, I won't say that Deep Cover is a better film than Superman, but it's not, in my opinion, the best version or the best. Like, if somebody was like, "Hey, what Superman film should I watch?" This isn't going to be the one that comes to mind where I'm like, "Oh, go watch this." But if somebody were to say, like, "Hey, what's a dumb comedy I can watch on Amazon?" I'm probably going to think of Deep Cover and be like, "Oh, go watch this dumb stuff. You'll enjoy it." So, like, that's kind of where I am with it. I think that Deep Cover is something I'm much more likely to watch again, but I'm not necessarily saying that Deep Cover is a better film than Superman. Like, you can't really compare them. They're different. Like, they're just different. They're just different.
Too far different.
Yeah, but this is not. It's not my favorite.
Well, you got the tiebreaker.
It's not my favorite Superman film. I'm assuming yours. I think your answer is easy then.
Wait, I am curious. You said it's not my favorite Superman, but then you said it's not my favorite Superman film, which like opens up the possibility that this character is your favorite Superman, but just not the film around.
No,
it?
and that's what I was saying. Like, I like all of the actors playing their roles. I just don't like how they've been portrayed in this particular film. So
Gotcha.
I'm still open-minded to like future films and seeing kind of what tweaks they make or whatever. I just don't like how they're portrayed. Like, I think this could be a great Lex Luthor if they give him some spine and stop with whatever nonsense they're doing right now as far as like his motivation.
So since I said this is better than Deep Cover and Brad said it's Deep Cover is better than Superman, where do you land as the tiebreaker?
She lands right in the middle.
I can't be the tiebreaker. It's right in the middle. So
she's the pivot point.
This is why we wanted you as the first. You got
the pivot point.
I was always going to be a 50-50 on this one, though.
All right. Can we call
like,
in?
You can't really.
Can we call in hubby to give you a 1% either way?
Do you like Deep Cover better or this last Superman movie? He's having to think hard. You think?
Not what I would have imagined.
Huh? Wait, that still makes it almost tied, though. Because that almost you're trying to discount my opinion on it. That doesn't work.
I said for a 1%, just as a 1%.
Yeah, but that just gives you an extra point, and like.
I don't know what he's gonna say. You just said he's been discussing it. I didn't hear anything.
Yeah. He said that so he'll think about Superman for a lot longer than he will Deep Cover. But would you rewatch them both, or one over the other?
I'll rewatch Superman. I forgot because I know
might be an argument to rewatch Deep Cover.
Oh yeah, I guess that could be an argument to rewatch Deep Cover. So he liked Superman more. Again, I like Deep Cover more, but I can't say that Deep Cover is necessarily a better film than Superman. I just don't feel like it's fair for me to compare those two.
That's fair. It's kind of like, well, I guess this is more of a person. It's kind of like me liking Kingsman: The Golden Circle more than The Secret Service, but I know that The Secret Service is a better film overall.
Mm-hmm.
But cool.
It's kind of like rating your favorite pasta dish, like Italian pasta dish, to like
fettuccine Alfredo.
Your favorite Chinese food. Like, They're both really good, but like they're not like interchangeable.
That's the fun of
They're
this.
both food.
You gotta that's the fun of this. You gotta choose one. There's no ranking, but it's just the like, wow, these are apples and oranges.
Yeah, I'm sticking by mine. I would rewatch Deep Cover before I'd rewatch Superman.
I would.
With the exception of Supergirl.
Then do you want to not acknowledge hubby's 1%? And since you said you would too, just choose Deep Cover, Milan?
I mean, if you're saying, if your question is which one do we like more, Deep Cover.
That's how
if
you
your question is what is the best film, then I think that gets into a lot more nitty gritty stuff that I feel like it's hard to compare the two. But I like Deep Cover more. I will watch it again. I likely never watch the Superman ever again unless I have to watch Supergirl.
Well, that was the Superman podcast. Not how I thought it ever would have shaken out. Shocked. I might rewatch it just out of
Pure spite.
But yeah, next time we should be watching Sinners. This was the one that we were gonna should be, but just things changed. So I want to just say
it's the wrong movie. It's fine.
Well, it'll be perfect because Sinners will be next week and it'll be Halloween week too. So
I'm gonna be even if I prefer one or the other, I'm gonna be shocked if it's another 50-50 compared to the next one.
I've heard a lot of good things about Sinners, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Follow Brad at BradF912. Are you still XPW historian? Nope. Brad?
I know.
I'm living in a movie, there's a scene you gotta jump. I got my people at the viewing who all knew me selling tickets. Yeah, they talking about the beauty. I see Scorsese outside saying this isn't cinema. Free man, I ain't doing shit tomorrow, I don't need plans. I'll be kicking it till April off for $3 grand. I don't even need the money, I just need fans.